Deep in the Amazon, one of the planet's most incredible predators just slips through the water, totally unseen. It's a silent giant, a creature of legend that demands both our respect and our fear. So today, we're going to separate fact from fiction and take a much closer look at the anaconda.
This quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? For centuries, this snake has been painted as this monstrous man-eater, the villain in so many stories. But how much of that is just myth, and how much is actually real? Well, let's find out.
You see, to really understand the anaconda, we have to understand its world first. And it's a realm of mystery, of secrets. I want you to just picture a place where sunlight really struggles to even break through the canopy. It leaves the water below all dark and murky. This is the anaconda's domain. It is an apex predator, perfectly at home, totally in command of the jungle's winding waterways.
So what's the real story behind all the legends? Is it actually the monster from the fireside stories, or is there something more going on here? I think it's time we move past the folklore and just look at the cold, hard facts.
And the best place to start separating fact from fiction is always with the science. So let's look at the data behind this incredible animal. Okay, first things first, what exactly is an anaconda? Well, it's a type of boa, which puts it in the family of constrictors, and it absolutely holds the title of being among the largest snakes on the entire planet. And when we say large, we mean truly colossal. The green anaconda can get to be over 30 feet long. To put that in perspective, that's longer than many trucks you see on the road. A true giant, just gliding silently through the water. But it's not just about the length, it's the sheer mass. Anacondas can weigh over 200 kilograms. That's nearly 500 pounds. This combination of length and weight makes them hands down the heaviest snakes in the world. They're true behemoths.
So you'll find these giants in the massive Amazon basin, which stretches across several countries in South America. But here's the thing, unlike a lot of other big snakes, the anaconda is a true aquatic specialist. It is perfectly adapted to a life spent almost entirely in rivers, swamps, and flooded forests. And this is just a brilliant piece of evolutionary design. Its eyes and nostrils are right on the very top of its head, a lot like a crocodile's. This little trick allows its huge body to stay hidden and perfectly still right below the surface. It's like a natural periscope, just waiting patiently for its next meal to wander by.
All right, now let's get into how the anaconda actually hunts. This is probably the most sensational part of its legend, but the reality is just a marvel of biological engineering. Okay, the most crucial thing to get here is this. Anacondas are not venomous. That is a huge misconception. Venomous snakes, they use a chemical attack, right? They inject toxins. The anaconda, though, relies on something way more direct, pure, raw power.
So here's how it works. First, the ambush, a lightning-fast strike from the water. It uses these sharp, backward-curving teeth not to chew, but just to get an absolutely unbreakable grip. Then, its muscular body coils around its prey, and with every single breath the victim takes, the anaconda just tightens its grip, until the heart simply can't beat anymore. It's a terrifyingly efficient process, and in the water, where venom might get diluted, this kind of raw power is the ultimate weapon.
So, we've seen its power, but what's the purpose of a predator like this? It's not just about the hunt, it's about balance. The anaconda is a vital anchor in its ecosystem.
A quick look at its diet really shows you its dominance. It eats everything from fish and birds to big mammals like wild pigs and deer. And get this, it's even powerful enough to take on another apex predator, the jaguar. This puts it right at the very, very top of the Amazon food chain.
Okay, now this is a really critical point. The stories of giant anacondas actively hunting people, they fueled fear for generations. But the reality? It almost never happens. We are not their natural prey, and documented attacks are exceptionally rare. The whole man-eating monster thing is pure myth.
So why is this predator so important? Well, by preying on such a wide variety of animals, especially the strong and sometimes the sick, the anaconda helps keep populations in check. This prevents any one species from taking over and overwhelming the environment. It's what we call a keystone species, and it makes sure the entire ecosystem stays healthy and in balance.
And this brings us right back to our central question. After looking at the science, the power, and its vital purpose, we really need to decide, how do we see this creature?
Has our little journey through the facts changed the story at all? Or is it still just that terrifying beast from the old tales? I think a very different picture has started to come into focus. To me, the answer is clear. The anaconda is not a monster. It is an evolutionary masterpiece. Every single thing about it, its huge size, its incredible strength, its stealthy design, it's all perfectly honed for survival in one of the most challenging places on Earth.
And maybe that's the ultimate takeaway here. The anaconda reminds us that in the natural world, there isn't really good or evil, no heroes or villains. There are only survivors, organisms shaped by millions of years of pressure. Feared? Absolutely, but essential. Not a monster, but a masterpiece of survival.